talk about yesterday? Mahdi. Salat al-Mayyit. What else? And Salat al-Wahshat. What else did I talk about? You laughed, okay? Hadi. About death, okay? And washing the dead person, okay? Today, I want to talk about, and who can tell me how many rak'ah is in Salat al-Wahshat? 2, okay, good. What's the first unique recitation in Salat al-Wahshat? Yes? Ayatul, Surah al-Fatiha, and then Ayatul Kursi. Very good. And then the second rak'ah, what is unique about it? Yes, sister? Excellent. 10 times Laylatul Qadr, okay? Surah Al-Qadr, 10 times. And why do we recite Surah Al-Wahshat? Adam. Why do we recite it? Okay, and when do we recite it? For the person who has just been buried. So if a person gets buried, between Maghrib and Isha, you recite this, or after Isha, you recite this, okay, in the evening after sunset. Very good. Okay. Is there an echo in this thing? Can you tell it, please? Yeah. There's a verse in the Quran which I very strongly believe in. Okay, I feel it's one of the most powerful verses for me in the sense of what I need to do. Okay, and I'm going to read it. I want somebody to translate it. Okay. Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu alaykum anfusakum. Translate that, please. Hadi. All you believe.
Take care of yourself.
Excellent. Take care of yourself. Alaykum anfusakum. Okay, all you who believe, take care of yourselves. The Quran is basically telling me, don't play with anything. Okay, I know you're going to hurt, so no noise please. Quran is telling me that Allah says to me, I created you, and you will do for yourself whatever you want to do to succeed. I will only help you if you help yourself. That's what the Quran is saying. Okay? إِنَّ اللَّهَ لَا يُغَيِّرُ مَا بِقَوْمٍ حَتَّى تُغَيِّرُ مَا بِأَنفُسِهِمْ. Allah does not change the affairs of a people until the people change it themselves first. So if you and I are going to go pray, oh Allah, help me become smart, help me be a good student, help me be successful, help me be a doctor or a lawyer or successful in business, or help me be healthy, but then I don't do anything about it, Allah will not help me. You say, but every day I pray. I even went to the Kaaba, I touched Hajar al-Aswad, I went to Ziyarah, I went to Imam Hussein's Haram, and I prayed for this. How come Imam is not answering me? The rule is very simple. If you don't help yourself, Allah will not help you. Basic rule. For example, imagine you're hungry. Look at the basic rule. Look how Allah has built a system. When a baby is born, what is the first thing the baby does when it's born? Cries. Why does it cry? It's telling you that it's not scared. It is scared. The reason it cries is because it's telling you it's alive. It's alive. It came out of the womb. It's in a new environment. The baby is shocked because it was in a watery environment. It was in a very safe womb. The sound was dampened. You know, the liquid that was in the womb was perfect. The baby was feeding itself from the mother. Now it's in a new environment. It's crying. But you notice when a mother has the baby, when the baby is hungry, what does it do? It cries. Now what if it didn't cry? You think the mom would feed it? No. Ask any mother. When the baby is not crying, typically, unless the mother is too, extreme, typically mothers would not feed the baby until the baby is crying. So the mother knows when to feed it. It knows the cycle. So Allah is saying to me, even if a baby doesn't cry, then the mother will not know when to feed it. Unless the baby takes care of herself by crying, mom doesn't know what to do. So Allah is saying to me, if you don't take care of yourself, I won't change you. I won't help you. Do you get it? So now, for example, students call me and say, brother, please pray for me that I pass. I said, what are you taking? So I'm taking my MCATs, or I'm taking my exam. Please help me, pray for me that I pass. I said, I will. I will pray for you. But I said, what have you done? Have you studied? He says, not that much. I said, then forget your prayers. I don't care if the prophet prays for you, it won't work. Why? The prophet of God? Yeah, because Allah doesn't help somebody unless they help themselves first. That's the key. So you see all the problems in the world? It's not caused by Allah, it's caused by people not helping themselves. Because when I don't do good, then I'm going to do something bad. It's that simple. Now here's the question I want to make a point. You all right now, I look at you, how old are you, Mahdi? 10, 11, how old are you? 8. How old are you? 12. Every one of you here, sisters and brothers, I'll tell you one of the most important things you have right now are your friends. Your friends. I see you, some of you come together with your friends, and if your friends are not around, you feel out of place. Like let's say your best friend comes to Wise and is not there that day, or she's not there that day, you feel out of place. Am I right? Am I right or am I right? Choose. Your friends. How old are you, brother Muhammad? 14. Oh, critical stage. If you don't have your friends, brother, raise that guy. What I'm trying to say is, every one of us goes through it. When I was a child, nothing was more important than my friends. You know why? Because when you're young, the problem and the solution to life is outside of me. To you, every one of you young ones, if I ask you what's the problem, you point a finger at someone. If I say what's the solution, you point a finger at someone. The younger you are, the more external you see the solution and the problem. The older you get and the wiser you get, you will notice that you'll start looking inside. And actually, the problem to life is not outside, it's inside. And the solution to life is inside. And the older you get, the more you realize it's not your friends, it's not the money, it's not the building, it's not the temperature, it's not the house, it's me. I'm the problem. And guess what? Then you realize that then what's the solution? I'm the solution. So when Quran says, Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu alaykum anfusakum, what Allah is saying is, you are the problem and you are the solution. My objective at Wise, when I deal with every one of you, is to instill that power in you. For you to look in yourselves and to say, I'm the problem and I'm the solution. If you can do that at 10, I can guarantee an 11-year-old boy, but 10 years old, by the time he reaches 14, 15, if he's figured that out, he'll be a genius. He will be a leader, and he could be a CEO at 18. I'm not joking. He could be running a corporation at 18. I'm not joking. Most people cannot do it because they see the world as their problem and the world as their solution. And that's where the problem lies. Did you get that? So now I'm going to give you an advice. When you're talking, it doesn't matter. I didn't say he is. I can guarantee it. If he reaches that stage, he will be, because the world will see him as a genius. They will want him. Look, the value of a person, when you go around and people see that you're intelligent, it's the most priceless thing you would ever have. Stop moving your arms, brother. Smile. Do you know that if I sit with one of you, for example, I'll tell you honestly. You meet a person on the street, don't touch that. You meet a person on the street, shake hands, you sit down, you go have coffee. You don't know the person. Suddenly the person starts making brilliant comments. Wow, that's an observation I never heard of. Right? Like the other day I was saying to somebody who was sitting next to me, I says, do you know what is wisdom? And this boy was just looking at me, he didn't know who I was. And I said, do you know what wisdom is? He says, well, wisdom is that when you have a lot of knowledge. I said, no. I said, wisdom is knowing how ignorant you are. So he's having coffee, he put the coffee down, he looked and says, I've never heard of that, that's brilliant. That's right. Because the wiser you are, the more you know how ignorant you are. And if you know how ignorant you are the wisest person in the world. He says, wow, I never thought of that. From that moment onwards, he kept staring at me and seeing me as a completely different person. He would smile at every word I say. He just kept respecting me till I left. He shook my hands. He said, I want to see you again. I really admire you. I said, wow, I just made one comment. But what he saw was, he says, this guy's probably smart. I like him. So what happened? I didn't have to dish out my bank account. I didn't have to dish out my gold cards and my platinum cards. Here, look how rich I am. I didn't have to flash my fancy key and say, you know, I got a nice $100,000 car outside. Nothing. I didn't have to flash my fashion. Nothing. All I had to show them was that, quote unquote, I'm not stupid. The Prophet has said, Holy Prophet, Salawat, he said the most beautiful thing a person has is their intelligence. Not your money, not your looks, okay, not your skin color, not your height, it's your intelligence. When you speak intelligently, the world loves you. So if Mahdi, for example, reaches 18 and he knows how to look at himself and knows how to talk, and he's intelligent, any one of you, what's your name? Hussein, for example. I say Hussein is intelligent, sharp. What's going to happen is I'm older than him. I like Hussein no matter what happens. And every time I find some job that I think would be a great project, I'm going to think of Hussein. Why am I thinking of Hussein? Because I say Hussein is intelligent, he's smart, I need him. So Hussein didn't come to me, brother, listen, can you give me a job? Can you? I'll go to Hussein. I said, Hussein, listen, you looking for a job? He says, yeah, I got too many options, too many offers. Well, why do you have too many offers? Because everybody recognizes his intelligence. So you notice the solution is him, not outside. He's the solution. Give an example. Here's Fuad. Let me tell you the story about Fuad. Fuad came 2 years ago to Wise. Okay? Fuad was looking for a job. Fuad was working for Super Greenland. Okay? Fuad was working for Super Greenland. Typical. Even when I go to these, vintage band, I see those guys who are valets. I look at the kids, they take my car key. I look at them and say, I wonder how intelligent this guy is. It's good that he's doing valet. Or I go sometimes to a restaurant, you see a guy bussing, carrying dishes, washing dishes. I'm wondering how smart this person is. Because tomorrow he could be the CEO of a company. So I look at Fuad. Fuad came and he was looking for a job. So he sat down in the library, in the old Wise place. And I sat down and I interviewed him. And I looked at him carefully and I felt like, you know what, this guy's sharp. I like him. He's intelligent. And I know he will learn. He doesn't know the business too well, but he's savvy enough to figure things out. That's Fuad. He's been here with us 2 years. He continues to grow. If I think of opportunities tomorrow, he's one of the first guys I want to think about. Why? Because he acts intelligent. The solution is him. And the problem is him. And if he misbehaves, I'll come to him and say, hey, Fuad, what's going on? He got a little taste of that in Chicago. Right? When I did a surprise walk in the room, everybody was in the room, hotel room, and I'm on the same floor, and they're all having fun, and suddenly I walk in, and everybody's jaw is like, oh my God, what are you doing here? I look around, and I see the room is a bit out of whack. You could see Fuad's face just turn blue, and he was like sad. Now, why was he sad? He says, oh, my reputation is on the line. Am I right? Yeah, sort of. Has to be. Has to be. That's okay. If he's worried about his reputation, that's correct. You better be worried about your reputation. Because I'm watching. You're watching me, I'm watching you. What I'm trying to say is, he's the solution, he's the problem. When he looks at himself and says, if I misbehave, I am the problem. If I start taking drugs, many of our kids in town here are smoking weed, doing all kinds of crazy drug issues because their friend told them, come on, smoke this is fun. Okay, you want to be part of the problem? Go for it. You'll be the loser. Tomorrow your brain will be fried. You'll be in the hospital. Your hospital bills will be going up. Who's going to pay for you? Everybody will say, that's your problem. You started to smoke it. You did it. Like cigarettes. Kids will smoke cigarettes. The dumbest thing you'll ever do is touch a cigarette. My advice to you, don't ever. I know if your parents are smoking, don't ever touch that stuff. I call it cyanide sticks. If you want to drop dead over time, cigarettes. It's one of the worst things you will take. It will destroy you. Cyanide sticks, like poison sticks. Don't get involved in it. Sisters, the same problem with you. People advise you to do wrong things. Hang out with the wrong friends. It's your choice. You hang out with the wrong person, you pay the price. You hang out with the right person, you pay the price. Did you get it? Quran is saying, alaykum anfusakum. Take care of yourselves. What happens is the older you get, the more you realize all my friends, I'll give you an example. When I was a teenager, my friends were so important to me. If my parents asked me to go someplace and my friends wanted to go someplace, 90% priority my friends, 10% my parents. I had no time for my parents. I wanted to go with my friends. Why? Because I had an identity crisis. I needed to validate myself. And if my friends didn't like me, then I'm a failure. And if I don't hang around with my friends and do what my friends want me to do, then I fail. That was my mistake. Then one day I realized that, wait, these same friends who keep asking me to do these things, how valuable are they compared to my parents? I came to a realization. I was about 17 years of age. And when it struck me, I changed my life. I said, no more. My friends are important, but they're not priority. Today you ask me the names of most of my friends, I don't know their first names. I forgot them. But there was a time they were the most important thing. Because to me, my parents are priority one. And to date, so many years later, I haven't changed my plan. I walk around the world, I travel, I said, I'm in control of myself. Nobody tells me how to dress, what car I should buy, what kind of house I should live in. I'll do what I think is best. Because I'm the solution, I'm the problem. Did you get it? You all agree? So my goal at WISE, I swear to Allah, is to instill this in you, that you walk around and say, I'm the problem, I'm the solution. I'll give you a final point. Anytime there is a problem, anytime there's a rule, anytime there's a problem, please follow this prescription. Let's say something went wrong just now. You went home, your sister came in your room, and she took something that you don't want her to touch. Or your brother touched something you don't want. I know all of you have that. I hate that. I wish my sister was dead, right? You would say that. No. Like, yeah, I say, we all say that. Like, I hate my sister. I can't stand my sister. I look at the brother and say, you can't stand your sister? If I told you she's in the hospital dying right now, you'll be happy? She says, no. I said, then don't say that. I'll tell you the solution to the problem. Whenever there is a problem, 60% of the blame you give to yourself. You say, probably majority of the reason my brother or my sister touched this is because of me. What will happen is you cannot blame anybody now. You're going to look at yourself first. Then, if your brother and sister really has done something wrong, you can now validate the blame. But you start with 60% rule. Do you all understand that? What did I just say? Brother, what's your name? Kareem. Did you understand? 60% rule. So if there's a problem, what are you going to do? You're going to train yourself. You know, what I'm saying right now is easy to hear. To practice it will take you a lifetime. But the problem, anytime you see a problem in your house, in your family, anything, even at school, 60% you're going to give yourself first. How much did I cause this? Then gradually you're going to move away from 60. It could go to 70, it could go to 80, it could go to 100% me. Usually it's never 100%. But what will happen is, if the person was on the other side was really bad, you'll come down to 50, 40, and you'll give the 60 to the other person. But if you start with 60, you'll find it's very hard to point fingers at people. Now here, some of you will be playing football, and something goes wrong. I see some of you come, well, he did it, he did it. I see every one of you coming, they're crying in their office. Like yesterday, I saw a couple of kids crying. Well, he kicked me, he did. We all love to blame everybody else. Stop blaming others. Start blaming yourselves. Did you get that? Stop blaming. Thank you. How come you guys are not smiling? You don't like my lecture? You don't like my presentation? Do you like these people here? You like them? Okay, give them a big smile. Salawat. Sit down. Thank you. Are you happy to sit down? It feels good? Alhamdulillah. Feels good? The floor feels good, huh? You have a problem? Okay, then sit down. Because that's the solution. Shall we end? Are we done? Oh, you gave me 5 minutes mark 5 minutes ago. You added 4 more minutes to my credit line. Any questions? Yes, brother. Why do we pray? Because by the time your brothers leave and sisters, it's almost prayer time. So you guys get so fidgety, to leave. How are we going to make you pray? Your mom and dad will be sitting outside. I think in the wintertime it's easy because it's earlier. In the summertime it gets a little harder. But please, I advise you when you go home, don't miss your prayers, okay? So we will pray, but when the timing is right. that it is? Oh, are you serious? Of course we know for a fact that it is. What makes Islam the best religion in the world? Anybody know? How do you know that Islam is the best religion? Quickly, man. I know. How do you know it's a true religion? How do you know that? You're worshiping a true God, but how do you know that? How can you prove it? I can claim I'm worshiping a true God. A Hindu can say the Hindu's worshiping a true God. Don't jump. The Quran is valuable as a book, but you have to read it. And I agree. But how do you know? Do you know the Quran? Do you know the Quran? You've read the whole Quran? So then you don't know the Quran. So you don't know the Quran. If I read an ayah of the Quran, can you translate it? Okay, maybe. So then, okay, but can you? Can you really? Okay, I can read an ayah. Okay? والذين معه أشداء على الكفار رحماء بينهم تراهم ركعا سجدا يبتغون فضلا من الله ورضوانه سيماهم في وجوههم من أثر السجود. Okay. والذين معه أشداء على الكفار. محمد رسول الله والذين معه. Most advanced in Quran, alhamdulillah. But no one here, even an alim, listen to me, even an alim can claim that I know the whole Quran. Impossible. Quran is an ocean. You can't drink its water. It's too big. You can spend forever, and the depth of the Quran, no one can capture it. Okay? لا يمسه إلا المطهرون. None can touch it. None can understand the depth. إلا المطهرون. تنزيل من رب العالمين. It is from the Lord, right? تنزيل من رب العالمين. So Quran is a broad book. It's a great book. But that would be a secondary, tertiary answer. What's the primary answer? Anybody know quickly? Sister Zainab. What makes Islam the best religion? Go ahead. But that's relative. When you say it makes the most sense, you know, to a suicidal person who's got a gun here, and you say, why do you have a gun? He says it makes the most sense. Sister Fatima? Hold on. She's answering. I'm saying she's answering. Go ahead. I know, but you got to give me a reason. Logical reason. Give me the answer. Okay, look. Generally, you'll notice that Islam is the only religion that's named properly. Islam is a religion of submission and peace, which is the primary goal in life. Peace. But leave those alone. Religion is only valuable with good role models. The value of religion is entirely dependent on role models. No religion has the finest role models except Islam. In particular, the school of Ahlul Bayt. Because our prophets and our imams, according to the school of Ahlul Bayt, are infallible, they are perfect, they don't make mistakes. No other religion proposes this idea. So Islam has to be the finest religion because its role models are the finest. Christians, for example, have Paul as a role model. Paul killed Christians. Paul did many bad things, so he can't be a role model. You've got other schools of thought, you've got other religions, you find prophets, their prophets did terrible things, horrible things. They killed people. They did the haram things. How can they be prophets? There's a flaw in the religion. Religion is only valuable with good role models. In Islam, we have the finest role models, hence Islam must be right. Now, secondly, simple examples. Is alcohol good or bad? But that's because we're Muslims. But even if you ask non-Muslims, they'll tell you alcohol is bad for your body. Okay, which religion in the main faiths of the Abrahamic faiths forbids it? Judaism does not forbid it. Christianity does not forbid it. Only Islam forbids it. So logically, Islam must be right. How about gambling? Is gambling a good thing or bad thing? Okay, Christianity does not forbid it. Judaism does not forbid it vociferously. Except Islam. Islam makes it an article of faith to say haram. Ithmun kabir. It is a bad deed. Okay, it's logical that a religion should tell me what's good and what's bad. If you cannot figure out the basic good and the basic bad, then that religion is flawed. And I think on a global scale, no religion has the solution social problems except Islam. And I can go on and on and on. But look, bottom line, the reason Islam is the best religion in the world, as I say, is because it has the best role models. None of us can be religious without a sample of who to follow. Without a sample, you are as good as the sample. As they say, birds with same feathers flock together. Thank you very much.